This is Business Week Armenia, CivilNet's weekly economic digest. Here's what you need to know this week. The United States has sanctioned the Russian company that operates Armenia's biggest mine, throwing the future of the enterprise, a key player in Armenia's economy, in doubt. The State and Treasury Departments blacklisted Geopromining and a number of its subsidiaries, along with some 500 other entities in Russia and around the globe, in a sweeping sanctions package this week timed to mark the 2-year anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. In a press release, the State Department called Geopromining, which ultimately owns Armenia's Zangezur Copper-Molybdenum Combine through a web of subsidiaries, part of a network of Russian mining companies connected to the wealthy Trotsenko family, believed to be close to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Significantly, the subsidiaries that directly operate the Zangezur Combine were not sanctioned. Reacting to the move in a statement, the Zangezur Combine insisted that no international sanctions are applicable to the company. Earlier last year, the United States sanctioned nearly 24 other entities associated with Roman Trotsenko, a prominent oligarch, but had held off on blacklisting Geopromining until this week. Days before that sanctions package last November, the Zangezur Combine claimed it had cut all ties with Trotsenko, listing its biggest shareholder instead as Svetlana Yershova, a Russian citizen with known business links to Trotsenko. Trotsenko became the Zangezur Combine's largest shareholder in 2021, purchasing the majority of shares and then immediately ceding a sizable stake to the Armenian government without explanation. Armenian officials have repeatedly refused to comment on the matter. The Zangezur Combine paid nearly $175 million in taxes in Armenia last year, making it the single biggest contributor to the country's state coffers and accounting for some 3% of the government's total tax earnings. Armenia enjoys considerable deposits of copper, gold, and molybdenum, and the mining industry is one of the country's biggest sources of employment and government revenue. Aside from the Zangezur Combine, Geopromining also operates Sotk, Armenia's biggest gold mine, and a number of other mining-related enterprises in the country. Operations at the Sotk deposit, which straddles the border between Armenia and Azerbaijan, have been largely suspended since last May due to repeated cross-border shelling. The Armenian government has formally taken a minority stake in the country's biggest telecommunications company in the state's latest move to increase its participation in key industries. In a statement this week, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's cabinet said it had approved a measure allowing the government to take control of 20% of MTS Armenia, the company behind Viva-MTS. MTS Armenia was previously owned by MTS, Russia's largest telecommunications firm, which in January sold the company off for an undisclosed sum to Fidilko Group, a Cyprus-based company controlled by investors Zhe Zhang of China and Konstantin Sokolov of Russia. Fidilko Group then immediately signaled its intention to cede a minority stake in the mobile network operator to the Armenian government, citing its strategic importance for the country. The sale and surprise handover of shares came after Armenia's regulatory agency blocked MTS from dissolving an intermediate entity, which would have left the company as MTS Armenia's direct shareholder. The Public Services Regulatory Commission cited opposition to the restructuring in Armenia's high-tech industry ministry over national security concerns. The sale marked the end to a lengthy back and forth between MTS and the PSRC, which blocked the telecoms provider from selling off its Armenian subsidiary last year before backtracking months later and allowing the sale to proceed. In its initial decision last April, the PSRC said Armenia's intelligence services had determined that selling off MTS Armenia could threaten Armenia's national security or state interests. Regulators gave no indication as to what had changed when they then greenlit the sale last November. MTS Armenia made just over $9 million in net profit in 2022, according to figures reviewed last year by the Russian business newspaper Vedomosti. It is by far the largest of Armenia's 3 mobile network operators. Recent years have seen a number of large and strategically important enterprises cede minority stakes to the Armenian government in opaque circumstances, including the Zangezur Combine and another key mine, the Amosar gold mine. You can also check out CivilNet's latest interview with Tigran Sargsyan, the co-founder and CEO of the Yerevan-based software developer Aobyte. Tigran Sargsyan sat down with us this week to talk about his experience working in Armenia's burgeoning information technology sector and where he sees the industry going in the future. You can find our full conversation with Tigran Sargsyan up now on our website and YouTube channel. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.